What is going on here?
Razor has been accused of murdering 2 creatures in the West Fields. We've written down what a witness said about this.
Interesting, but I think the witness is lying. How did he get across the river of lava between here and the West Fields? Razor is not guilty. Let him go.
What? But it can be possible that he got across by flying on a hover device.
It's not in this document. What's going on here?
Knight has been accused of lying about having depression. Here is what she said in her video.
When I was born, my biological dad didn't want me. Then my mom left on a train when I was a few months old to save her job.
How did she survive when both of her parents left? 1 year in prison.
Who left this nitpicker in charge?
2 years.
Sensitive hearing.
This sucks.
They put me in because they thought I lied about cooking chicken nuggets after my microwave broke. I used oven.
Well, this is the level of accusations I'm dealing with here. Well, let's get started on this. Accusing people who reveal their problems seems to be a common occurrence in the toxic wasteland of the internet, so I'm addressing this issue once and for all. Before I start on my rant, I'd like to say that an accuser is not the same as a skeptic. So I revealed in one of my videos that my father didn't want me and my mother left me at a few months old by going on a train. Only later did my mother come back for me. I also revealed how I was bullied throughout school due to autism, which I still struggle with. And this is why I have a darker style. Not because I am following the emo subculture, but because it helps me release my negative emotions. Such expression is very natural for artists. One example being Michelangelo's grotesque self-portrait on the Sistine Chapel to reveal his own emotional torment. Yet I receive some attacks that seems quite naive. Screw those who say your life is tough. How did you survive without your parents, huh? One popular comment interrogated. Nobody will believe your mother left on a train, said another. This happened because I committed the awful crime of not telling the story in detail. And here's a crazy thought. Not everyone has the same cultural background. I was born in China, Chongqing, where railways are one of the main ways of transportation, and girls are sometimes unwanted by those who hold traditional views. My mom left me because we had little money, yet she had to work in Beijing. I also forgot to mention who took care of me during that time, since families of different generations lived together where I grew up, so the answer was obvious in the perspective of my native culture. Yet, such thoughtless accusations not only happen to me, but others with mental illnesses too. Here's a poll I found on healthrising.org. Such attacks on a sensitive topic can be damaging. However, nobody should let themselves dwell on the reasonings of the unwise. So, is there any wisdom in accusing? Interestingly enough, we had to realize that both the real sufferers and the liars are often mentally unstable. First, let's assume that a person is telling the truth. False accusations on a large scale, such as that of a crime, have led people to commit suicides. On a smaller scale, it can cause psychological devastation, especially to those with depression and anxiety, as the people going through them are already unstable emotionally and have a distorted, self-sabotaging perspective. It's hard enough to open up about one's hardships, and accusations and often even skepticism only makes a person bottle up their emotions more. So I ask, is it really worth it to catch a few liars at the expense of people who really suffer? Now, let's assume that a person being accused is indeed a liar. Accusing a liar often worsens their habits. To trade morality for attention means that a liar is probably doing it to mend their own instability. In fact, a mentally healthy, mature person will not lie for attention, as it often stems from a self-esteem issue. Lying and attention-seeking can simply be a sign of development in children, and adolescents may take on different roles while searching for identity. Still, faking anything for attention can be caused by a child not receiving enough attention for healthy development. Meanwhile, adults who do so often have suffered childhood neglect or trauma, or have narcissistic personality disorder, factitious disorder, borderline personality disorder, or antisocial personality disorder. Judging a story by how believable it is extremely unwise, as we often judge other people from our own viewpoint of experience, culture, people we have been with, and our own desires. This is why assumptions of another person are merely projections of ourselves. Therefore, nobody is in a position to judge another. Dismissing someone's mental illness is truly harmful, and a lot of people who are suffering don't get help due to their fear of speaking out and suffering the social consequences. Hence, false accusations often stem from ignorance. On a somewhat related note, I notice people with mental illnesses often get upset when someone claims to have it due to bad self-diagnosis or as an analogy. I understand how it feels when people say that they are a little autistic. But come on, cut the person some slack. They don't know better. Teach them how you feel. If you have been falsely accused, know that such unwise assumptions should not be taken seriously. I say, let people speak of their problems, let them express, let them vent, and let them seek help. So I ask us, including myself, to ignore the trolls and allow them to assume and make a donkey out of themselves. Thanks for watching, and a shout out to kittycorn1234 for this fan art.
Sometimes darkness